So in this video, we're going to check out the MIDICAKE ARP Basics Part 3. Make sure to start from Part 1 so that you can understand the basics first. Keep in mind the MIDICAKE ARP does not generate any audio, but it does generate MIDI. The MIDI out on the MIDICAKE ARP is plugged into the MIDI in on my Roland SH2 off camera. Now these four knobs are called macros. We can apply a macro by pushing and holding a macro knob. Now we can choose which parameter it applies to. So for example, this one's set to steps. So it's the same settings as if I enter the settings mode. Now let's press play. So it's triggering the SH32. Now let's turn the knob. Now it changes the steps, real time. Now what I'm going to do is hold down this knob. Now this one is set to direction. Now let's change the direction. Let's change the steps. Let's change the direction. Let's go up an octave. Now if I hold down this knob, I have this one set to time division. So let's change that. Now I can half or double. If I go into the settings, go into time here, press it until it's on function, so I can change that to incremental. Now I'm going to apply that to all of these. Now let's exit the settings. Now if I turn, it's going to change it by a single division. I can divide that bar into different parts. We can go standard and go 16. Back down to 8. Now for this one, I have set to octave. Now if you notice, when you hold this down, I see all of these are highlighted. I could just choose which ones I want it to modify. So in this one, all the knobs are set to all of these, so they'll control them. If the values are separate on each track, let's say the time division's different on this one than this one, then it'll actually slide it along. And if you move it all the way to an extreme, it's just going to combine them as one. So let's go into here, go into settings. Now time currently is set for 7 to 1. So let's change that to 5, for example. Now if I press play, you can hear it at a different rate. Now, if I change this, they're offset and they're both adjusting to what I'm turning. Now if I turn all the way into an extreme and then bring it back up, now here there's no offset. So just keep that in mind. So now I have all of the macros set up. Let's start unmuting these. So it's just layering different instruments that I have programmed previously. Let's undo this one. Now I have created custom chords. So if I hold it down, it shows what I had created. So I can add or remove from each one. If I want to reset those to the default, just press reset right here. So it's going to play this. Let's switch to here. Same note, but this custom chord. And then this one. Let's go up an octave. Let's just turn this. Let's go down to D. Change the octave. Let's make it a little faster. Let's change the steps. Let's make it 7. Okay, so that's just the basic things that we can do. Now let's just experiment. So now I'm going to go into the settings. Remember, we can change the division here per track. So I'm going to change that to something different. Let's do that for all of them just to see what happens. Press play. So all of those are playing at different rates. Bring it down an octave. Go into velocity, push down on the knob, extend it a couple steps. Let's make these all switch so that they'll play different velocities. So we're just enabling, disabling. I showed this in the previous episode. So now let's press play and see what happens. You can hear the notes skipping over on each one. Go down an octave. Mute some of these out. Okay, so we changed some things. Now what I want to do is go into mod. Instead of changing time division, let's hold it down and go to mod A amount. Okay, so that's what I have set. And that's set for all of these. So for this one, let's change the target, move that to time division. Now let's just see what happens when we turn it up. So let's choose step offset for this one. Let's choose octave for this one. Let's choose steps for this, direction for this one. Now I'm going to press play. Let's turn it up. Let's just mute out all of these so we can hear them individually. So we can change that amount, and it's going to affect every single parameter that we had assigned for each one.